Yo, people. So, yes, I am bringing forth another one. So, this is an interesting one from many angles. Now, I appreciate that most people will not know these characters. These are fairly underground characters, but this is why it's a good one for me to show you that these people, these royal actors, are playing small time characters within the music industry, within entertainment industry in general, etc., etc. So let's get straight into it. I believe that DJ Format is also a character on YouTube called Canadian Dad Reacts. And there he is. And if we put them together like this, you can see how similar they are. Okay, minus the beard. Looking a bit different there. That is a young picture of DJ Format. So this is a recent picture of DJ Format. And if we put them together, I mean the beard's there, you can see how similar these characters are. And here's another photo of DJ Format. And we put them together. Again, you can see how similar these characters are. So for those of you that don't know, DJ Format is a underground hip hop producer that's made records mostly with a rapper called Abdominal. And this is the sort of album that made them famous in early 2000, DJ Format, music for the mature B-boy. Now the reason why this is interesting from my perspective is because this guy lives in Brighton. He's supposedly originally from Southampton, but he lives in Brighton. And I have seen him around many, many times at hip-hop events over the last, say, 10, 15 years. Now, I don't know him, but we know each other by face. Obviously, I know him, he's DJ Format, but he knows me from the hip-hop nights we've gone to, and we've got mutual friends within the hip-hop scene in Brighton, or I should say, the older hip-hop scene in Brighton. Now, DJ Format is known for his own music, but he's also worked with Jurassic 5, done songs with rappers from Jurassic 5. Now, this is how he supposedly got in the industry. He was the bus driver for Jurassic 5 on their UK tours. Now, I always thought that was strange. I was like, how did this English guy get in with Jurassic 5? I always thought that was a bit strange. So as I said, seen him out many times DJing and just being out within the sort of older hip-hop community in Brighton. Now, he DJs with a group of guys called the Vinyl Veterans. And I've been to many of their hip-hop gigs over the years. They don't do them so much now. And they seem to fade out after the Africa Bambaataa stuff came out. Just for the record, if you pardon the pun, that is DJ Format wearing a Vinyl Veterans t-shirt. But that is DJ Mr. Thing. Now, he's not part of the Vinyl Veterans, just want to clarify that. Now, this is one of the nights they went to, and I mean, this night and various nights at the Black Lion pub in Brighton, this was some amazing, old school, great vibes, party vibes, hip-hop nights they used to put on. Now, Format wasn't necessarily part of the Vinyl Veterans at first, but he sort of became part of the Vinyl Veterans. So his name is not on this flyer. He wasn't one of the main guys, but later on he sort of became part of the Vinyl Veterans. Now, I was at a hip-hop night, and this must have been 2016, around that time, in a pub in Brighton called The Joker. And there was an upstairs thing. They changed it, I think, now into a cocktail lounge, but it used to be like an upstairs gig venue. I saw him in there once, and this is when it registered with me that this the universe was sending me these signs, because the upstairs of this pub was called the Devil's Disco. And I was there, and I looked round, and he was there, and I looked at him, and he knew who I was, and I was like, the universe was like, there was all these bells were ringing. Now, I'd spoken to a friend's wife about this, and she said, why don't you do stuff with DJ Format? Because they knew Format, or husband or boyfriend knew Format quite well. And I said to her, well, to be honest, it feels like if I do anything with him, it would be like doing work with the devil. I literally was thinking this. Now, this was way before I was awake, and they were awake as well, but this was before I knew, way before that I knew anything about these actors. Now, more bells started ringing when he released this album in 2021 called The Devil's Workshop. But still, because I'd seen this guy around, he's like, part of the music scene in Brighton, you see him around, I'm like, this guy's not Illuminati. Like, this guy's just a small-time DJ music producer, But when he dropped this album called The Devil's Workshop, I started thinking, I wonder if he is part of it. But I still just sort of let it go. Now, I saw him, this is from his Instagram, I saw him at this march in Brighton, and still I was just like, I still haven't spoken to him. I was still not sure about him, and I'm like, he's at this march, that's good. But I'm still got these bells ringing in the back of my head about this guy. So then I've come across this guy called Canadian Dad Reacts, who's a YouTuber who is from Canada but reacts to UK hip-hop and basically loves UK hip-hop and promotes all the UK rappers on his channel. Now, I started watching his things and I made a few comments, and then I just suddenly looked at him and I was like, oh my God, that is DJ Format. And I saw it. After a few watches of him talking, I just saw that is DJ Format. But still, because I've seen this guy around so much and he lives in Brighton, I'm thinking he can't be part of it. But my intuition was saying that is DJ Format. So eventually I started snooping. And if you notice here, the video that he's promoting as his top video is called Chase the Devil. Now, this is when I knew I was onto something. So I started looking at his videos, and here he is throwing up the devil's horn. And he's done that in the 666 a few times. And here he is with a purple lighting in the background. And this he's done a few times too. So this is when I knew I had to look at Format in a different light. And here he is sitting on a Masonic floor. Now, I know this photo of him well, and it didn't occur to me that this was what this was. But of course now I can see the symbolism. And so this is blatant Masonic symbolism. But he is well subtle with his symbolism. But here's one eye symbolism. But he is well subtle. You don't see him throwing up devil horns or 666 or anything like that. Probably because he knows that the hip hop people would sniff it out. So here's another photo of Canadian Dad Reacts throwing up the devil horns, blatant as you like. Now let's look at some links. So the first link that I spotted when I started thinking about it was Canadian Dad Reacts, CDR. As soon as I thought about that, I was like, CDR, compact disc, recordable. That's a format in itself. And so I knew that was a blatant link. CDR, recordable, is a format. CDR, DJ Format. So then I started thinking about stuff and I was like, oh wow. The rapper he worked with is called Abdominal, and that guy is Canadian. I was like, that is blatant as you like. Then I found this post with his location as Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So then I found this photo of Abdominal with a beard, which he doesn't usually have a beard, and I was like, oh wow, that's definitely this guy here. See my video on Daz Nesbitt, aka Frank Zappa, aka Serge Tankian from System of a Down. And if we put them together there, you can see the nose is different, but how similar they look. So this is the usual photo of Abdominal without the beard, and this is a photo of Daz Nesbitt without the beard. And if we put them together, I mean 100% that is the same person. Not even hiding it there. So there's not many photos of DJ Format with his girlfriend, but there is this photo with a supposed friend. And if you look at her hand, she's doing the Masonic claw. And this is Canadian Dad Reacts wife. And if we put them two together, I mean, come on. The different colour hair, the eyebrows are slightly different, but that is the same person. So then I'm thinking, okay, so this guy must be a royal, even though it's blowing my mind because I see him so much. See him around, I see him in the summer. I'm like, this guy must be a royal. Who could he be if he's a royal? And then randomly one day, just looking at royals, I spotted this guy. Nicolas Bagory, the fiancé of Princess Alexandra of Luxembourg. And as soon as I saw him, I thought, oh wow, that is DJ Format. That is craziness. He looks exactly the same. I mean, look at that. I mean, come on, people. That is the same person. 100%. It's less obvious with Canadian Dad, but you can still see it. So I found this. Haha, I love Nicolas Bagory's dyed hair. Taking the piss there, telling you it's fake. Then I found this. Her fiancé, Nicolas Bagory, was born and raised in Brittany, France, and studied political science and classics at university. According to the court, he now works in, quote, the creation of social and cultural projects. Sounds like making music to me. Here's Format all dressed up in a suit which he never wears, looking very much like Nicolas Bagory. And a nice little link is that he was born and raised in Brittany, France, and Quebec is a French colony. So this is Princess Alexandra with DJ Format's friend, looking very, very similar indeed. And this is Princess Alexandra with Canadian Dad Reacts wife. Very, very similar indeed. Now, I don't want to say that the royal that plays DJ Format is Nicolas Bagory, because I believe there's a lot bigger characters going on with these characters, but I need to research that and find the evidence before I can talk about it, because if it is who I think it is a mind blower. So I got to just research that and find the evidence for that. So at the moment, I'm just saying Nicolas Bagory is another character involved with DJ Format and Canadian Dad Reacts. So I think this is a good video to show that they are among us. This is the crazy thing. If you're into any kind of music scene, you know these people, and they hide and they play characters and they're deceiving people on a daily basis. And they play many, many of these characters, and it's just mind-blowing. So yeah, 100% Canadian Dad Reacts is DJ Format. And that is some crazy ass royal actor business. Peace!